ex-League players in this Toronto side. A lot of ex-Super League players in this Toronto side. Halifax will be looking to continue. They'll have to be at the best this afternoon against the full-time Toronto Wolfpack. It will certainly help to swell the crowd at the Shea. Well, hopefully most of that crowd will be showing interest in Halifax that may continue throughout the season if the performance is up to scratch and the result favours Halifax. Riley gives it inside to Adam Higson, and Higson is taken down 15 metres away from his own line by Tyra and Griggs. Sims, one-handed offload, and Bezic across the field looking for an opportunity straight away as McCrone bounces off Morel, but Morel has teammates in numbers around the Australian halfback just outside the Toronto 20. Richard Whiting in the second row, played a lot of his time at centre earlier in his career and almost creating a gap there. The Toronto Wolfpack, who started the season on fire, beating Lee 34 points to 8, but were held to a draw last week in a very muddy, windy, windswept Barrow. And a forward pass gives Halifax possession on halfway. Well, they're looking for something positive from the first attack. Will the men in blue and white. Morel feeds the scrum. Interesting, Woodburn Hall dropped out one place outside Tyra, but it's gone to Will Sharp on the right hand side, who takes it over halfway. And the worry for Paul Rowley in Toronto is the size of the Halifax pack, and Chester Butler didn't make too much ground there. Will Meyer gets it up to the 40. Sims is all over him, slowing down the play of the ball, and Sims is in again. Caught Brandon Moore, tried to move away from the play of the ball. Will Sharp goes from acting half and gets it away to Murray, and Murray gets his pass away, and Ed Barber was falling as he took that ball, but Halifax still advancing forward. James Clare gets the ball, and James Clare will get the first try for Halifax. The referee says it's a double movement. Well, I'm not sure about that, but I think that James Clare was actually facing away from the referee, so I'm not sure he had a clear view of it. But Halifax setting out their intention early on. A good crossfield kick from Morel and James Clare. Well, interesting battle in prospect on both wings this afternoon. Liam Kate is a stepper when he gets the ball. He's not going to get that far this time. Sims, as ever, a willing runner at right thigh, heavily strapped. First appearance of the season for the Fiji international. Another man with plenty of NRL experience. Briley gets the short ball away, and no look pass to Dixon. Briley again, this time away to Worthington, who uses QLT as a shield. Alright, it's legal, says the referee, and lets them get away with it. Bezic, the ball to Whiting, comes loose. Continue the tackle count, says the referee, as Briley is caught by Butler and Fairbank. Fairbank putting pressure on Bezic with a kick. Will Sharp under pressure will catch the ball out on the full. They come back for the tap on the 20 and drive it straight into the defence, making 15 metres as he does so. Tackled by Buchanan. Saltonstall takes it up and over the 40. Looks to have an arm around the throat there, but again slowing down the play of the ball. And that looked like a high one from Sims. Good job he missed. Brandon Moore goes from acting half. Bezic catches him, so does Sims. Woodburn Hall out to Morrell, back inside to Daniel Murray wearing 27 and the headgear. Woodburn Hall gets a kick away, pressure on Higson. Tyra lets him take the ball, stands behind Briley just long enough for Higson to take the ball and then makes the tackle. Worthington with a long pass over the field and Ed Barber up quickly with a good tackle. QLT trying to make meters forward for Toronto. For so long a fixture in that Sheffield Eagles shirt. Well, Chester Butler, so he made the initial contact there but just couldn't hold on. The last man up for the tackle, so he's managed to recover, needed assistance as Sims drives it forward again. Briolet round the back, QLT kicks and it's come off Tyra. Tyra against QLT, trying to stay on his feet till the support get there, couldn't get there fast enough, and QLT slowing down the play of the ball, much to the annoyance of the Halifax crowd, and that's annoyance as well. But the referee has pulled them for the offside, but Jack Buchanan looked to be almost round the head of Brandon Moore then. And Will Meyer drives it in. 3 men stopping 5 metres out. Brandon Moore, long pass to Morrell, out to Will Sharp. Halifax looking for something outside, but the ball goes out of play. With a wild pass, and it took to Toronto hand, I'm not sure it didn't. Well, Halifax supporters seem to think it did. Decision going in favour of the Toronto Wolfpack, who were dispensed with the services of Fui Moi Moi, Dave Taylor and Ryan Bailey before the season had even started. Didn't seem to have had too much of an effect on the start to their season, a win and a draw. They'll be looking at another call for a knock on at the back of the scrum. And Halifax defending well, just outside the 20. Whiting up to the 30. Sims. Halifax know all about him, and we played against him at Warrington in the Middle Eights last week, when they put up, last season rather, when they put up a superb effort. Chester Butler scoring 2 tries on that day. Here comes Whiting again, looking to spin out of the tackle. Halifax need to be aware of the offloads that are coming on the tackle, simply from Sims. QLT gets it away to Higson, and Higson is eventually bundled to the ground by 4 Halifax defenders. Last tackle, Briolet. The power play, Whiting gets it away to QLT, and QLT puts the ball down amid a chorus of calls for a forward pass. Certainly a quick start to this game, end-to-end stuff so far. Fairbank trying to take the ball away from the Halifax line. Griggs gets to the 20. Halifax struggling to make progress. Brandon Moore gives it to Woodburn Hall. Buchanan goes in as a 3rd man, tackle 5. Halifax still in their own 30. Morrell kicks the ball away but only reaches the Toronto 40. QLT will take it back to within 5 metres of halfway. There's it to Liam Kay. Kay coming inside looking for work. Not finding a gap. Here comes Sims again. He runs the ball up. Tends to offload. Doesn't seem to bust too many tackles. Brierley, QLT rather, throws the dummy. Halifax don't fall for it, but Toronto putting the pressure back on Halifax half of the field. Brierley to Buchanan. Buchanan, another Australian, play for West Tigers. Spent time with Widnes Vikings. Brierley, a tester for James Clare. Higson puts it back inside, but there's a knock on. from Adam Higson. Be a turnover. There's a full-on call from an offside somewhere in the east stand. Halifax will try again to get themselves out of their own half, and struggling under pressure is James Clare being forced back by the Wolfpack defence. Saltonstall dropping the shoulder, nearly finding the gap, making the metres, but not nearly as many as Halifax need. Brandon Moore was followed by Josh McCrone then. Looked like an offside, but McCrone got away with it. Morrell to Merritt. 2 tries last week for Daniel Merritt. The performance was arguably man of the match performance. Will Mayer drives it forward. Griggs back to Woodburn Hall. Gets his kick away. Well, not the 40-20 he'd hoped for, but just outside the Wolfpack 20. At least takes Halifax into opposition territory for the first time in a while. Slow with the Toronto side getting the feed at the scrum. Halifax will have to work hard to try and keep the Wolfpack in their own half of the field. Halifax will just be glad to be out of their own half for a while. 11 minutes gone, coming to the short side, and Worthington bundled towards the touchline, but going down before Worthington and Clare could get him near the whitewash. Briley inside to Buchanan, but Will Mayer up quickly with Moore and Griggs. And Saltonstall putting pressure on. Halifax doing all they can to keep the men in black in their own half of the field. Bezic goes from dummy half, gets to within 3 or 4 metres of halfway. Here comes Sims again, bound to be an offload. And it's Westerman who takes the ball up to the Halifax 40 on the last tackle. James Clare underneath it, caught by Higson. Questions over whether naturally come back off the ground, but a first penalty to Halifax is enough to bring some cheer from the Halifax supporters. Morrell puts it into touch. 5 metres from halfway, Griggs to Fairbank. And Fairbank to halfway. A strong drive from Merritt, ending under 3 tacklers. Brandon Moore to Morrell, sharp. It's away, but Ed Barber couldn't put hands on it. There'll be a knock on and back for the scrum on the 40. Halifax have James Green warming up on the touchline. Looks like he's ready to make an entrance. Minutes gone, and Toronto using that short side again. Well, kept Halifax out, but they have numbers there yet. Well, driven forward by Whiting, and then Whiting driven back towards halfway by Butler and Morrell. Short side again, stacking players. And Toronto making yards on that far side, but messing about the play the ball, and tit for tat there. That's McCrone, actually, not Bezic, who's won the penalty. And it's Daniel Merritt. Oh, Toronto with 6 tackles. Macron misses out Sims, gets it to Westerman. Westerman and Kay taken off last week at Barrows, a precaution that both fit to line up this week. Brierley out to Worthington. Spent time with Featherstone and Lee, Greg Worthington. Brierley running across the face and then getting it off to Westerman, who offloads him. Looking for the first points, with Dixon being brought down, and now Sims, who gets the ball away. And almost looked as though Toronto might have got in from the try there, but the ball going on the ground. What's Bezic from acting half, and Halifax have somehow managed to push him back into play. Well, it's an old player, Bob Bezic is that from dummy half. Westerman gets it out, and there's a long pass out wide, and Liam Kay loses the ball under pressure. Salt and Soul. Nick Grosthorne there losing his cool a little bit, throwing the ball away in disgust. I'm not quite sure why, because he wasn't even involved. Well, hurled out to Kay on the far side, but Saltonstall putting pressure on Fairbanks. Well, meeting stiff resistance from this Toronto defence. Saltonstall comes inside now, looking to do some work in attack. Brought down 2 metres short of the Halifax 20. And Will Sharp gets flattened by Whiting, but a slow play of the ball, and Toronto were up very quickly as soon as the ball was played. Will Meyer trying to make metres. Halifax struggling to go forward. Quick play of the ball. Brandon Moore gets it away to Woodburn Hall, and Woodburn Hall dragging Brierley with him until Westerman and Sims got there. Morrell a little dink over the top, just teasing QLT, who leaves it to go in touch in front of him. And once again Halifax finished the set in the opposition half. Minutes on, still no score. Halifax have come the closest, but were denied to double movement, and once again from a scrum they use the short side with Worthington wrestled to the ground by Tyra and Woodburn Hall. Worthington looking for a penalty there. I think Dixon drives it into a 3-man tackle up to the 30-metre line. Bezic acting half. Brierley went to the dummy runner, looking at opening it up on that far side, and once again Saltonstall on that far side. That's 3 tackles he's made. Well, 3 tackles he's been involved in that have been quite crucial. Made one earlier in the half in almost the same position, and then taking out Liam Kay. And Toronto were pressing a couple of minutes ago. QLT gets the ball away. Halifax alert though on that far side, and QLT slow to get to his feet after being hit as he got the ball away. Kick off the outside of the foot, stands up for Will Sharp, and Sharp comes inside, and Sharp has the power but not the speed to get away from the 2 Toronto defenders. Offloading the tackle, Tyra makes a few more metres forward for Halifax. Over the 40. Simon Griggs will drive it forward. And almost went right over the top of Andrew Dixon then. Brandon Moore gets it away to Fairbanks. Fairbanks into a gap, can't find support. Now he does. Brandon Moore quickly off to Simon Griggs. Fast tackle back to Woodburn Hall. Little dab through on the floor, a tester for Hickson. Hickson caught one-handed by James Clare. And tied up with Tyra. Actually played the ball, QLT in his own in-goal area. Desperate to get out from there. playing high-risk football, and Barber puts a big hit on Sims, Gay rather. This is Sims, and Halifax piling in with a massive defensive effort. Sims drops the ball, looks to be losing his temper, and the referee has decided that Toronto will have a penalty. Well, that was a momentous effort from Halifax in defence, and all came to nothing as McCrone puts the ball out into touch from the resulting penalty. Well, West Ham leave the field again. I'm not sure if it's because of a possible injury carrying over from last week, but Jake Emmett comes on and Sims gets the ball away. That's a great tackle by Tyra on Dixon. Bezic from acting half gets the ball away. Emmett involved with his first touch. McCrone gets it away. Whiting trying to find a way through the Halifax defence, and Toronto have got back into a dangerous position. Brierley to QLT, not with the speed of all, though QLT caught by Simon Griggs, and Woodburn Hall 15 metres out. Brierley, will he run again? Passes to McCrone, going for the power play again, and Salt able to scoop the ball up for Halifax at the back. Real sharp, clattered by Sims, who's still seen the red mist, I think, from Fairbank's tackle earlier. Barber Brandon making meters from acting half. Saltonstall looking to go from dummy half, takes it up to the 40. Last tackle, Halifax still in their own half. Scott Merrick just inside the 40, kicking it down safely into the hands of QLT. James Green on for Halifax without a number. Elliot Morris on as well. Riley inside to Worthington. Worthington takes it up to within 6 metres of halfway. Morris and Green, the tacklers. Morris has gone down onto the floor. What the problem is, he seems to be punching his knee there. Be disruptive to Richard Marceau's plan if Morris has to come off, only just after coming on. I'm not quite sure happy with Elliot Morris there. He went down away from the action on his way back into the defensive line. Seems to be okay. He's swinging around the shoulder, obviously not a knee problem. So the resumption of play at Halifax with possession at the scrum. James Clare coming inside, and Dixon wrapping him up with assistance from Worthington. Woodburn Hall gives it to Tyra. And a forward pass being given. Little errors that you can't afford to make. Almost 24 minutes gone, still no score. Defences prominent so far from both sides. Very few opportunities. Worthington, there may be one now. Worthington trying to take the outside of Woodburn Hall. He gets assistance from Tyra as Dixon gets to the Halifax 20. Basic looking for runners, finds McCrone. Whiting went across the front of McCrone then and is allowed to get away with the obstruction. Referee let him play continue. As Toronto post looking perhaps for the first score of this match. McCrone gets it out wide. Saltonstall's out again. Well, he's taking a risk, is James Saltonstall, but they seem to have come off so far. Looking to cause problems. And that a high tackle, a grab around the neck, means Halifax will get a second penalty. It looked as though they were going to be dropping out under the post. So one of the Toronto defenders. Tyra a little high on the try line. Halifax will get a relieving penalty. Morel will look for a good kick, and he's got it almost to the Halifax 40. Chester Butler still trying to go forward despite the attending of three defenders. Get some plays as quick as he can, but Green's dropped the ball. Well, it was quite a simple pass to James Green, but he couldn't take it in. And after the relief of a penalty kick away from their own line, Halifax will be defending again from just inside their own half from the scrum. Eventually when the scrum is put down, they will. And the scrum finally goes down. The referee is still not happy with it. Try again. This time it's done as Brierley. It's the ball away to QLT. Drops the shoulder, goes inside. Tackled by Tyra and Woodburn Hall, who's defended pretty well on this left hand side so far. Still doing a good job on that far side. Toronto seem to like to get the ball out wide, only this time Bezic goes in dummy half attacking the Halifax line. McCrone dancing his way around the defence, and McCrone knocks it on and then complains to the referee. I think perhaps a Halifax fan was involved. Halifax tenacity in defence, causing the error that gives them possession at the scrum 10 metres out from their own line. Almost 26 minutes gone in this first half, still no score. Josh McCrone, who's spoken to by the referee. Tyra will be dragged back towards his own line by three defenders. problem with defending is that you don't have the strength and speed to get away, but Ashton Sims has helped Halifax's cause there with another high tackle. Morel puts it into touch again. 5 metres from halfway, Woodburn Hall to James Green. Green runs it up strongly this time. Sims looked at the referee for something. Ben Keon for Halifax gives it inside to Brandon Douglas. Again a willingness to try and slow the play of the ball down. Morel out to Sharp. Sharp turns inside with Barber running into space outside him. Halifax go to that right hand side again with Chester Butler trying to gain some metres further into that Wolfpack territory. Brandon Douglas just off for Halifax, hit hard as soon as he took the ball. Last tackle single by the referee. Back to Morel for the kick. Great weighted kick by Morel. There's pressure on QLT and QLT's lost the ball. Halifax have come up with it. Well, I'm not sure where he's got that from, the referee. Said Halifax had encroached within the 10 metres, said they were offside and given Toronto a third penalty. Now Halifax creating potential for a score there. They've been over the line once and been denied with James Clare. They were almost over a second time with Ed Barber there, but pulled back by the referee for a penalty. And Toronto back within 5 metres of halfway with Bezic waiting for the play of the ball. Sims to Brierley, Brierley to Dixon, and that one looked forward. Well, no decision coming from the officials. Bezic turns it inside, that looked forward as well to Emmett. Brierley steps 1, steps 2, gets the ball away, but Halifax managing to scramble back and make the tackle 22 metres out. Referee's hand in the air. Brierley goes to the air this time to test James Clare, and James Clare comes up with it. Dixon there again. James Clare dragged over the touchline. Well, more of a drag than a push. Could have been a penalty, but Toronto given the advantage. Not much that James Clare could do. Dixon holding Clare up till the support got there. Halifax support still a bit nonplussed as to why the referee has missed a couple of potential forward passes, or what they thought were forward passes. Sims has dispensed with the strap into the thigh. The clock stopped at 10 minutes to go to half time and still 0-0. Toronto with a glorious opportunity from 10 metres out. Back to the short side and Worthington to the try line. Halifax did, they held him up. And finally the deadlock is broken with Greg Worthington with a strong run off the pass off the back of the scrum. First try for the Toronto Wolfpack. At the shade. Boost for the referee, who more so for the incident at the other side of the field when Halifax came up with the possession from the kick off Morel. The referee penalised Halifax for being offside. And the Wolfpack have gone to the other end of the field. 6 tackles, a scrum, and a quick play to put Worthington over for a try and lead. Halifax 0, Toronto Wolfpack 4. Harbour shows that he was actually onside when he took that ball. So Halifax denied a perfectly good try. Brierley, who was out practising from that range earlier on, and putting through the middle, misses with that attempt. It stays at 4-0. It should. It could have been the other way, but the referee had not pulled Ed Barber back. What looked like perfectly illegal collection of the ball, and there's a confusion there, and that must have been an offside because it came off Ryan Brierley into Andrew Dixon. Well, there's a little bit of panic on there because it was very, very close to the touchline, and they didn't want to let it go over, both men going for it, and Brierley, unable to keep hold of it, surrenders it to Dixon. But will the Toronto Wolfpack defence surrender to this next Halifax attack, which the first tackle made on the 10-metre line? James Green off Ben Kane. Green hauling his huge frame towards that Toronto line. Ben Kane acting half. Morel has to go on his own because the Toronto defenders have moved out so quick. Ed Barber gets the hand off, and Ed Barber for the corner. Ed Barber in at the corner, but the touchdown flag has gone up, but I think there were too many Toronto bodies, certainly for us to see from this side of the field. Well, Ed Barber must have been so close then. Came out of nothing. Morel's pass out wide. I thought he was going to stick with the ball because the Toronto Wolfpack defence had moved out so quickly on that far side. So another scrum on the Toronto 10-metre line, less than 7 minutes to go to half time. Toronto not in a rush to get this scrum down, and again insists on going to the back straight from the scrum, and Rawlsley driven and taken over the touchline. That is a superb effort in defence. Rawlsthorne picked up and carried over the touchline. What a fantastic defensive effort. There were 3-4 players there. Morel going round and congratulating personally all that defence on the right hand side. High fives all round for the defence in blue and white. Fantastic effort. Halifax have seen that move from the back of the scrum so many occasions. They were wise to it this time and managed to drag Rawlsthorne over the touchline. So 5 minutes to go to half time. Bernal gives it to Simon Griggs, but Griggs has nowhere to go apart from backwards under pressure from 3 defenders. NK gives it to Brandon Douglas. Douglas dumped on his back. And another penalty because Sims again slowing down the play of the ball. Halifax will go towards the line with Green driving himself into 3 Toronto defenders. Once again, Sims slow to get up. Fairbank to Woodburn Hall, and Woodburn Hall, well, they did this last week and then sized through the Eagles' defence, but not on this occasion. Morel looking for runners, gets it to Butler, and Chester Butler might have had more opportunity than QLT not got there. Halifax with the nose almost on the white line. Halifax hands in the air at this side of the field. Will Sharp gets it to Tyra. Tyra will have to go on his own. James Clare would have been running to touch as the last tackle. They both had their hand in the air for the ball to come to this side of the field. Woodburn Hall with a chip through, and that could cause problems for Halifax, but nobody near Bezic enough to be able to get the pass away to set the counter-attack underway. Higson has to come in to do some of the work. There's probably one or two tied forwards in that Toronto side. They've been defending on their own line for the last 5 minutes. Emmett, it's solid defence with less than 4 minutes to go. It's Halifax 0, Toronto Wolfpack 4. Whiting over the 40-metre line. Liam Kay, a man with some pace, but not able to get up to full speed this time. Ball hoisted high in the air, and James Clare underneath it. James Clare has a little bit of space, but quickly closed down by the Toronto defence. Salt having to clamber over Josh McCrone, who made no attempt to get out away from the last play of the ball. Will Sharp, Rob Acton half, takes it over halfway. Halifax appealing for the penalties. Woodburn on, Gricks in the gap, and had it been somebody quicker, it might have been a better result for Halifax, but Worthington penalised. Ben a big signal to go to touch, but Halifax are running the ball up with James Green again, threatening to go through the Toronto defence. Griggs gets it away to Woodburn Hall, but Higson spotted that well. He came inside off his wing to make the tackle. Ben Kay waits acting half to Morris. Morris to Brandon Douglas. Brandon Douglas takes Halifax to within 12 metres, looking for the quick play. Ben Kay goes on his own away to Woodburn Hall, and Tyra close to the Toronto line, but 4 defenders stopping his progress. Halifax looking for points before half time. Woodburn Hall decides to kick, and the kick is going to come up for Halifax. Chester Butler, who's going to score for Halifax. Well, hats off to Woodburn Hall for spotting how far the Toronto defence had come up and moved forward, an indication perhaps that they were a bit offside and paying the price. The perfectly placed kick from Woodburn Hall. And Chester Butler has moved into the second row, ran onto the kick perfectly, picked it up and went over, and Halifax, with 1 minute left on the clock in the first half, level with the Toronto Wolfpack. And the Halifax fans around the ground went absolutely potty then, as Chester Butler finally broke the Toronto line, picking the ball up, but the quick thinking of James Woodburn Hall, on seeing the space that was left behind the Wolfpack defence, credit as much to him as Chester Butler for his contribution to Halifax's first try, bringing it level, and Steve Tyra has an opportunity to put Halifax into the lead for the first time in this game. With a kick 10 metres out to the right hand side of the uprights, and Tyra doesn't miss many. It's doing 1,450 Halifax points now for Tyra. Well, there's only 20 seconds left of the first half, and Halifax have scored a crucial try. Well, never say die attitude, exemplified with that tackle on Rostow when they dragged him into touch. The effort Halifax have put in to keep themselves in this game is fantastic. Morris. Halifax just putting the ball up the jumper, playing out the seconds that remain. The hooper down to half time with James Green picking himself up off the floor. And while Toronto walk to the dressing room, Halifax run off with a spring in their step. After all almost upsetting the Toronto side on a couple of occasions with play denied for a double movement. Then Ed Barber denied what looked like a perfectly good try. And was going behind 4-0 to Worthington's try, picking herself up, dragging Rawsthorne out of play and then building the momentum to score. The first try with Woodburn Hall's chip behind the defence, which Butler collected, went over for 4 points. So Tyra converts at a half-time at the Shane. It's Toronto Wolfpack, Halifax 6, Toronto Wolfpack 4. It's like this are so important, and even more important that Halifax at the moment, leading 6 points to 4, can maintain that momentum as Green drives it forward. And attracts 3 Toronto defenders to him. Elliot Morris does the same as he takes it over the 20. And eventually wrestled to the ground. Ben Kay. Well, Halifax will win a penalty. Toronto failing to clear the ruck area again. And Halifax, well, may have had an early opportunity, but Scott Morell's kick probably not going as far as he would like, but at least it's gone into touch, which is the most important thing, and James Green's there with the first charge again. We're waiting for the second ball to be cleared from the field. Brandon Douglas takes a short pass, and it's only a short run as the Wolfpack defence come up to meet him. Bernal threatening to get his way through the defence again. Just a late tap, and there's another penalty. And it's Aston Sims again that's well, yeah, won't be on peanuts for Aston Sims, but he's costing his side dear at the moment, giving penalties away. Green, for the third time of asking, takes the first drive up to the Wolfpack defence. Ben Kay to Morell. Morell to Sharp. Sharp sees a gap on his own, but the referee has seen an infringement for an obstruction offence, one which he chose to ignore in the first half at the other side of the field when Richard Whiting was used as a foil. This time being penalised. Kick into touch, 30 metres out from the Wolfpack line. And McCrone pass away to Emmett. Adam Sidlow on, in contact with the ball. Sims taking it forward, only about 3 or 4 metres though. Tackled by Brandon Douglas and Chester Butler. Emmett driving it forward again. 7 or 8 of these Toronto players, all with Lee connections. Played under Paul Rowley as QLT goes for the gap. Can't make it through though. Last tackle, Brierley puts a little chip in behind the defence, and Ed Barber in the in-goal area and will not get out of it. Halifax forced to drop out from under their own post. Like McCrone, the Toronto captain, was the man chasing him down. And Tyler will drop out from under the post. He's got plenty of height on it. McCrone underneath it, gives it inside to Sims, and Ben Kay's out after Sims. He's slowed him down. Morris finished him off. Bezic into acting half, and a line ball pass to Sidlow, who's brought down 22 metres out. Bezic with another line ball. You can call it that. Emmett's spun to the ground 8 metres out. An opportunity for the Wolfpack to regain the lead, but Sims is stopped, tried to offload. thought better of it. Bezic may go from acting half and puts the long pass outward. Past McCrone, it's picked up by Brierley. QLT turns it back inside, and Worthington is put down 5 metres away. Referee signals last tackle again. Brierley will get the kick across field, and Rawson has got it to Whiting, and Whiting's put it down. Halifax breathe a sigh of relief and try to begin a counter-attack by passing the ball in their own red zone. Dangerous play, but Halifax running with a bit of confidence. And Saltonstall get it back inside to Will Sharp. He runs into the arms of Emmett and Dixon. James Clare will take some of the pressure off the forwards by taking the ball up to the 40. Ben Kay to Elliot Morris, and Morris altered by 3 Wolfpack defenders on halfway. Ben Kay to Woodburn Hall, drops the shoulder again, tries to find a way through the defence, but Wolfpack defence stopping him on the 40-metre line. Back to Morrell. Morrell with a kick towards that far touchline, and it stays in play. Looked as though QLT might have made a play for that initially. Paul Rowley, there's another man on the field there with a yellow t-shirt on. I'm not sure what he's supposed to be. Whiting gets the ball, it's inside to Liam Kay. Liam play back to Whiting, back to Rawson, a load of forward passes, and Chester Butler just can't get to Nick Rawson, who goes over for a try on the back of, well, possibly 2 forward passes there. Silence Halifax crowd. Listen to none of the appeals for forward passes. And former Halifax player Nick Rawson. Has tied the scores at, has put Toronto back in the lead, 8 points to 6. Silence this Halifax crowd, who probably have no breath left after the number of times they shout for a forward pass in that last build-up, because there looked to be a couple. Brierley on the right side of the field as far as he's concerned this side. Left hand of the uprights for a right-footed kicker. Plenty of noise now to try and put him off, but Brierley has got the target this time. The Toronto lead extends to 10 points to 6. Well, the handling was crisp and the movement was good, but there were a couple of hints of forward passes, so Halifax chasing the game again. 2 points behind. Morrell's deep kick. Buchanan is caught 9 metres out from his own line. 8 minutes into the second half. Halifax defending a strong run, which takes the Wolfpack to the 20 from Krasnicki on for Toronto now. The Albanian, former with London. Whiting takes it forward to halfway. Buchanan back on his feet, and Westerman back on for Toronto. Takes it up to the Halifax 40. Referee signals last tackle, and Brierley putting pressure on Sharp with a kick. Unfortunately his chasers weren't put as much pressure on, waiting for him to wait for the Halifax full-back to scoop the ball out of the air and then begin the run back. James Clare Only making 5 metres. Ben Kay goes to the left hand side, finds Simon Griggs, and Griggs sets the ball forward, tries to drag the Toronto defenders with him. Tyra gets the pass away. Halifax are over the 40, but still in their own half. Morrell gives it to James Green and shouts again for the offside as Green's lifted off the floor by the Toronto defence. Morrell will try and put the ball down deep into the corner again, forcing QLT back. QLT, with a sense of urgency, manages to collect the ball and bring it back, tries to set Igson away on that far side. Halifax, the 2 men light in defence, and could be struggling on this side of the field as brought across, but Butler with a good tackle. With Elliot Morris, Liam Kay from dummy half, not seen too much of his pace so far this afternoon. That's used his own player as a shield there. Well, surely that's an obstruction. Because Nicky takes the ball up. Last tackle signal on the 40 again as Macron kicks to put Sharp under pressure, but that one will surely run out of play. Sharp will be able to bring it back to the 20. And probably looks like he's going to tap it to himself and go. But play stopped because Chester Butler receiving attention on the 20-metre line. We'll begin now with Morris. Goes 5 yards forward and then 3 back. Chester Butler comes off to be replaced by Jacob Fairbanks. Sol gets away from Buchanan and then gets jumped to the ground, and that's dangerous. And Sol reacting, not surprisingly. That looked very, very dangerous. The way Sol was lifted up then. He reacted very quickly and everybody's in. No holding back, everybody went in. Everybody's got up and it's not too serious. The tackle was though. Well, it's quite evident it was a serious tackle. So do Toronto get reduced to 12 men, or does it go on report? Well, we're about to find out. Only one touch to John. Well, there's a long discussion going on. The card is coming out of the pocket. Yellow card for Macron. Toronto down to 12 men. I think it's Macron. No, he's where's it still on? Josh Macron, the number 6, the lead captain, leaving the field. Oh, it was a horrible tackle. James Saltonstall could have come off a lot worse from that. The Asden seemed to be okay. Halifax capitalise with Toronto down to 12 men and losing a key player in Captain Macron. As Fairbanks gives the pass to Douglas. Ben Kay moves to acting half. Toronto now going back to the holding down tactics. James Green goes forward, and that's another high tackle that seems to have gone unpunished. Woodburn tries to go on his own. Play the ball eventually. And too quick for the referee. He's decided Halifax played the ball incorrectly. And has given Toronto a penalty. don't know how many people you're allowed on the pitch at the same time, but the man with the yellow shirt who's on, handing the instructions out. There's a medic on with the orange shirt. Referee stopped the clock. What is he doing on there? Paul Rowley sent one of his coaching staff onto the field. Well, Toronto trying to waste the time a bit, but Halifax not wasting their efforts in pushing Dixon back. Buchanan tackled by Brandon Douglas. Westerman, Whiting went on the dummy run. Westerman took the ball into 3 Halifax defenders on the 30-metre line, where he'll get on to play it. Actors on, QLT trying to go through. More booms and bums from the Halifax supporters. Hackers to Brialet. Westerman gets tackled, but managed to get the ball away to Krosnicki, who's thrown to the ground. Last tackle. Brialet just happy to put the ball into touch. He wants to keep Halifax down in their own quarter of the field. Well, the Wolfpack are down to 12 men. No lack of effort from Halifax, and Toronto taking the time. They know exactly what they're doing. Well, the clock's still running. Well, it isn't now because the referee has stopped it. So, just looking at wasting all the seconds that they can. Toronto, while Macron's off the field. Salt the soul. Taking the ball up. Tyree rather, sorry, my mistake. Sharp. So help out the forwards a little bit, and now Brandon Douglas will run it into the Toronto defence. Halifax now get a penalty of their own. Toronto defending with 12 men. Can Halifax make this attack count? Morell gives it to James Green, and Green slowed down by Buchanan. Pushed off by Krosnicki. Woodburn all pass goes behind everybody, picked up by James Clare. A lot of work for Clare to do, but too many defenders around him. Halifax need a little bit more composure as James Clare's eventually put down. Halifax low ground. Woodburn Hall to Morris, short pass, and Morris almost away from the defenders. Managed to get the offload away to Brandon Douglas, who have to go on his own because there isn't Halifax now within 10 metres of him. But are now. Benkei looks to the right hand side where Scott Morell is, then goes left, gets it to Morris. Morris spins in the tackle and then passes to a man in a black shirt. Dixon must have made the call for the pass, and it had been a Halifax man. They may have been celebrating, but it's back into defensive mode for Halifax as Buchanan's tackle on the 30. Halifax 6, Toronto 10. Liam Kay watched closely by the Halifax defence as he takes it over the 40. 15 minutes gone in the first half. Last tackle. Halifax have managed to creep into the towards halfway. Scott Morell and Benkei having a discussion as they go back, and the scrum goes down to be formed. Few opportunities, and Halifax have wasted, well, say wasted one with Elliot Morris. It's a 50-50 call, I suppose. If it had been a Halifax player that got hold of the ball, and there might have been a better opportunity. Woodburn Hall feeding the scrum out to Ed Barber, and Ed Barber sets on the Wolfpack defence and disappears under Westerman. James Green. Well, James Green's battered away Dixon. Dixon comes back for another go with Worthington. Saltonstall gets the ball away to Will Sharp, who hit the line but wasn't going at full pace. Sharp goes from acting half, Saltonstall from acting half. As Will Meyer comes back onto the field with Brandon Moore. Morris has stepped the defence again as it's stripped. Where does the knock on come from first there? The ball stripped by the Toronto player. The loose carry didn't really result by the referee, so Toronto get the put in at the scrum, and once again just taking the time. The referee eventually stops the clock. It's that short side pass that Toronto used. Both sides dropping out of forward into the line to run it up, not Toronto. Come off the back of the scrum to the centres most of this game as Buchanan drives it forward. With 18 minutes gone in the first half, 4 points in this game. Hackers gets the ball out wide to Worthington, and Worthington's tackled inside the 20. Toronto edging closer. Briley gets it to Buchanan, and Buchanan is tackled 12 metres out last tackle. QLT goes to the right hand side where players are being stacked. Briley kicks through, and Will Sharp looked like he might have bounced up and touched his hand there, but Sharp managed to get away with that one. He'll come back and make the tap on the 20 this time. There's nobody to stop the play and call it back. Saltonstall up from acting half. Saltonstall, I was thinking about the pass away there, but there are too many bodies around him. Didn't want to keep hold of it, and they end up at Fairbanks. Up to halfway, trying to spin out of the tackles. Brandon Moore to Daniel Merrick. Daniel Murray dragging defenders with him up to the 30-metre line. That's a huge effort from Murray. Morrell out to Fairbanks, and Fairbanks put down on the 20-metre line. Halifax looking to regain the lead. Barber tries to get it away, but Kay knocks it on. Halifax will get 6 more. Morrell reacts quickly enough. The ball stayed in play. It's probably a good job that Liam Kay didn't get it. With acres of space in front of him, a bullet a pass from Fairbanks, almost hit Adam Meyer in the face there. Murray going for a try, 2 last week. Held up by the Toronto defence. Halifax players out to the left, but they come right, and Brandon Moore gets it out to Morrell. Morrell to Ed Barber, and Barber wrestled by Kay, gets the pass away. Brandon Moore will have a go at the defence, but he gets not much further as he's put down. Desperation from Toronto. It looked like Halifax had an opportunity there. Morrell long pass to Woodburn Hall, puts the kick behind. Higson able to get it, and then Higson able to run it back. Well, perhaps a bit of a waste that from Halifax. Didn't get the same space as they did in the first half, but it was a long way from the in-goal area. Sims back on for Buchanan. Kay going from acting half, helping out the forwards. Quick play from show and go from Ackers over the 40-metre line as Morris rolls away. QLT gets the step. Liam Kay, this time Saltonstall has been caught out, went in a little too early. Last tackle McCrone back on the field to put the kick up into the air to test Tyra, but Tyra takes the ball and gets taken out in the air by the look of it by Dixon. Will Sharp looking for space up through the middle of the field. Will Sharp against Tonga guy. QLT though, too much experience for Will Sharp. He's taking Halifax into the Toronto half of the field, and that's going to be a penalty for offside. There was one Toronto player went back to the 10-metre line, then they all stopped, turned around and made the tackle. And, well, not the best of passes. Halifax come up a little short. Fairbank takes the ball on the inside, gives it back to Morell. Morell to Barber. Barber brings Saltonstall back on the inside, and Saltonstall steps through one tackle, tries the sidestep, and then gets one in the jaw for his troubles from Westerman. Morell this time kicks, and Halifax are chasing onto it. Great effort, but Higson saving the day against James Clare for the Toronto Wolfpack. All the signs still there that Halifax have something to offer in resistance to this Toronto side. 17 minutes to go. Halifax trying to undo the Toronto side with two kicks. The second one, the much better of the two. Sidlow brings it back to the 30-metre line. Sims, one of his better runs, takes it over the 40, forcing Halifax back. And Brierley again for that far touch line. Stands up for Will Sharp, and Will Sharp shows it inside, takes a run, fends Brierley off, carrying Dixon on his back. Brierley being shoved away, and again Halifax making good meters with the ball. Tyra getting strong defence inside the Wolfpack half of the field. Bernal gives it to Morris, and Morris offloads again, comes off the foot, and it's picked up by Daniel Murray, and once again Murray driving the legs towards that Toronto line. Will Meyer taking the short pass. Last tackle, well, it could be Morell or it could be Woodburn Hall. It's Morell who puts the kick in. Test for QLT under pressure. Halifax will try and hold him up and force him back over the try line, but QLT a bit too cute and long in the tooth for that as he goes down as soon as he takes the ball. Second tackle, Liam Kay comes in, bounces off Brandon Moore and finished off by Fairbanks and Daniel Murray. Halifax tackling for all the worth. Toronto just outside the 20. An early kick forces Will Sharp back. He's looking for the ball coming down, is Will Sharp. Well, good chase by McCrone from his own kick. Saltonstall looking for a way through. Absolutely flat to the ground, down heavily on his back, legally this time, as James Clare comes in looking for a little bit of work. Brandon Moore gets it away to Daniel Murray. Halifax back in the Toronto half, getting the possession but not getting near enough that Toronto line. Fairbanks gets it back to Morell, and Mayer shrugs off Sims but then loses possession. QLT will get an opportunity to begin a counter-attack as he kicks over the top. Well, I'm not sure what he was trying to achieve there. And just give his team a rest before the scrum. Watch was 14.5 minutes. Really pulsating game here at the Shea. Toronto Wolfpack still lead by 10 points to 6. Expensively assembled team, no expense spared. Aston Sims is probably getting paid, well, a handsome reward. It will be in a six-figure salary, I think, will Sims. When we look at the money that Toronto have with the likes of Dave Taylor, who was on a reputedly 3-year $1 million contract. Obviously, the salary cap doesn't count to the Canadian side. This season going to be a bit tougher than last season, you think. Halifax trying to make it tough from this afternoon, and have done so far. Sims gets the pass away, Macron looks for runners, QLT gets it away to Liam Kay. Kay chips it on. And that, what's he going to give? Probably a Toronto penalty. Is it? Because Morel obstructed Liam Kay. Push him out of play. Probably nothing more he could do than that, just give away the penalty. Could be a crucial one though if Toronto manage to get some more points in this position. Ackers to Macron. Brierley across the field, looked like a forward pass again. Emmett, Jacob Emmett, one with league connections, and Castleford as well. Emmett, moving to Toronto. Macron gets it away to Whiting. Whiting will offload given the opportunity, but he doesn't get that. 10 metres out from the Halifax line. Ackers goes one way, then the other. Still trying to keep it alive, and there's problems here for Halifax. Well, Emmett should have passed the ball out there. There was a 3 or 4 to 1 on that far side. And the referee now giving a plethora of penalties to the Toronto side, and it is usually from them. It's to go for goal, and he sense that another 2 points and Toronto get somewhere near, then a 1-pointer will perhaps seal this game with 12 minutes to go. How much respect Toronto have for Halifax. Taking the 2, realising how difficult it is to get through this Halifax defence, even though they've got 2 tries this afternoon. Brierley from 10 metres out to the right hand side of the upright. Fairly simple kick it should be. And a fairly simple kick it is for Ryan Brierley. And that makes it a 6-point game, with Toronto now leading 12 points to 6. 2 tries, a conversion and a penalty, and Halifax chasing hard to make the tackle early in the well, earlier than that in the Toronto 20, and the referee's gone whistle happy, and Toronto have another penalty. Interesting that he's penalising holding down now. Didn't see too much of it in the first half. On the Toronto forwards, but Halifax will just hope that they can. How are you doing? The opportunity to attack the line, and maybe get a draw out of this match, which is now into its last 10 minutes. Ackers gets the short ball away. Sidlow mobbed by Halifax defenders, will now need to get up and back into the line to defend, which they do, but Ackers trying to take advantage. Fairbanks, I think, claiming that Ackers may just knock that forward a bit there as Briley gets it to Sims. Sims put down 15 metres out. Liam Kay screaming for the ball on this side of the field. Here we go with Briley, looking for a 1 pointer, gets the kick away. Tyra is going to have to try and get out of his own in-goal area, and that is not going to be something that the Toronto defenders are going to let him do. Halifax being put under pressure now. Toronto looking for the last 10 minutes to try and get near for the 1 pointer. As already mentioned earlier, Briley was setting himself up for it. Halifax defence closed him down, but Briley's kick didn't have enough toe on it to push it over the dead ball line. That one will bounce awkwardly. No mistake this time. Liam Kay tackled 25 metres out from the Halifax line. Rawsthorne gives it to Whiting. That time on loan at Doncaster, this time at Hull did Richard Whiting. Ackers running across the defensive line, gets it to Briley. QLT slips the defence, and Hickson is going to score the match and will seal the win for the Toronto Wolfpack. They don't need the drop goal. The referee almost taken out by the TV cameraman on the far side, and Halifax's efforts come to nothing this afternoon. Hickson posts the third Toronto try. We've got a brave effort from Halifax, and had Ed Barber being awarded the try that he should have been in the first half, it might have been so different. But once again, those little 50-50s going the way of the opposition. Certainly one or two questionable decisions. One or two things missed that couldn't be questioned. Refer to the seemingly forward passes that led to Rawthorne's try. And, Briley from the touchline. 7.5 minutes left. Halifax just unable to find a way through the Toronto defence in the second half. And Briley from the touchline has failed with the kick. So, can Halifax muster 2 tries in the last 7 minutes? Seems unlikely. Quickly back to the centre spot. Will he go for the short kick off? He's gone for the long deep one again. Might be too long and deep, but stays in goal area, taken by Sidlow. And Halifax look quicker this time to bring Sidlow down 12 metres out from the Warrington line, the Wolfpack line rather. Ackers looking lively from acting half. Toronto stacking players on this near side, but Liam Kay back down the middle into the heart of the Halifax defence. Almost missed the pass there, then looked as though it might have been a case of obstruction, but Halifax weren't moving forward, so not really as Macron. Thrown to the ground by Fairbank. Back to Briley, who once again lets it go down the touch line and push Halifax back. Halifax quick to get to the scrum, so the referee will stop the clock. They have 6 men there now. Eventually he stops the clock. Valiant effort from Halifax against a full-time side that's being paid what they call big bucks at the other side of the Atlantic. They've certainly had to try and earn them this afternoon. As Barber, one last effort to try and get away. It falls to Rawson's tackle, and Rawson all over him as Barber tries to get up and play it quickly. Morel to Saltonstall. The run around. Halifax looking desperately for something to salvage something from this second half as Tyra makes it up to the 40-metre line. Brandon Moore to Will Meyer, who drives the ball over halfway. Might have got further, but for Dixon hanging on to the leg. Woodburn Hall throws a short pass away. Halifax edging towards that Wolfpack line, but it's the last tackle, again indicated by the referee, and Woodburn Hall hoists one up in the air that's spinning and awkward, but Kay underneath it. Halifax need to get up to him and do with Woodburn Hall, who puts him back up and looked as though he was trying to take the ball off him then. QLT, long pass away. Barber up quickly. Well, Halifax have not been lacking in defensive effort today. And still showing it right to the end into the last 5 minutes. Liam Kay will try and run the ball up again. Halifax looking to be slipping to a second defeat, but not without a huge effort, and unfortunately a high effort there from James Green. And Aston Ball Sims in the thick of things again, looking to retaliate. Ultimately a big penalty count against Halifax. Hasn't helped their cause. Too few opportunities in the opposition half of the field. Richard Whiting running strongly. Halifax still defending strongly. Less than 4 minutes to go. Hackers to Sims. Sims managed to offload to Emmett. Hackers moves into acting half. The attendance just sneaked above the 2,000. Hopefully the people that have attended like what they see and will come and watch Halifax again. There's no lack of entertainment against a well-paid, well-drilled, full-time side coach by Paul Rowley. They're being made to work really, really hard against this determined Halifax side. And a question of offside there, surely. Dixon never even back. Saltonstall takes it out towards the 20. James Clare. Woodburn Hall shows the ball. Morel gets it to Fairbanks. Fairbanks gets thrown on his back on the ground on the 30-metre line. Morel. Jacob Fairbank, I think, just full of punch there at Whiting. Obviously frustrated. Now loses the ball, that gives Toronto the possession. Less than 2 minutes on the clock. So if anything else for Toronto would be a real flattery, because Halifax have been in this game all the way until that really try made it 6 points, and then Hickson squeezing over in the corner put the result beyond doubt really at 16-6. McCrone away from Fairbanks, gets it to Ackers. Ackers running across the line, being hassled all the way by Tyra, and eventually Tyra gets assistance from Elliot Morris, I think it is. Fairbanks is a bit of an off the ball with Sims there. Briley kicks through. Surely not another try for the Toronto Wolfpack, it looks like it. Hickson getting a second. We'll have to say they've got the ball there first from up here. Well, it isn't a try. Is it? It is a try. Where the touches were going then. So a late try with 30 seconds to go to Toronto. It might have been Hickson again. Second try for Hickson. Riley and it's in from the far touchline to end the game with the clock ticking down to the hooter sounding. Halifax have not been disgraced in their efforts this afternoon. Certainly not rolled over to the more illustrious opposition, and have put up a brave performance that will possibly see them compete with and beat a lot of other teams in the championship this season. Riley's kick's irrelevant, players approach each other to take hands, and from a 6 points to 4 lead at half time, Halifax unable to score in the second. Rawsthorne, Hickson with 2 tries, Riley single conversion and a penalty, which really probably made the difference because it made the lead 12 points to 6. It spurred Toronto on, even though they lost Josh McCrone for 10 minutes in the second half. They did run out winners, but very creditable performance by Halifax. Between Marshall and Paul Rowley just having a conversation at the end of the game. Rowley the victor with his side at the share this afternoon. It's Halifax 6, Toronto Wolfpack 20.